break distribution. Let's turn this purple. Have distribution long-term happen, break distribution to attack the valley that brought you there, or in this case, whatever valley that has brought us here is actually the weekly valley, which is this one right here. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to remove all of this. I'm going to start fresh. This is the weekly valley. I know that because we're on the week chart right now. So that's just creating this, which is creating now this, which is the exact same thing. But you know, we draw these trends, these breakout trends, and like I'm just going to go to CDT for example, and we'll come right back to this. CDT was like such an easy trade, and it was just like one level to do, but because it's not easy, because we can just draw these trends, and I drew this trend because I knew all the underlying stuff that's going on that we just dissected on Wabi, and I simply drew this trend and was like, yeah, okay, we're going to take a big move up, and I didn't tell people why. I didn't get into the nuances of it. I didn't get into the why this is breakout. There's a couple other things that are going on here, but you simply have these long-term trends, and now you can see points of greed. Now you can see the potential in the move. Now you can see things that have, I think it's this one here, 30%, 60%, right? And this is 4-hour chart. So what did this happen over a few days, or simply just even one trade? If you were to just buy the breakout and sell the top, 62%, right? And it simply just back targeted the valley that brought it there, which is this right here. Very, very simple. Back targets this. Technically, it back targets this for a different reason, not getting into that. Technically, it back targets this. That's fine. This is 2 lines. That's all we need is 2 lines to see this movement. And there, again, the amount of theorem behind this move is vast. This is not just draw 2 lines and buy every time it moves through a line, because these all mean different things. But now you start to see the cycle a little differently, right? Even deleted our level for us. So now you can see, if we were to break down this daily cycle and this microcycle, that this is just simply setting up these points of breakout for a longer term move, right? You have distribution, comes, it attacks the level. This is just creating the 3. So the reward for catching the falling knife was the accumulation. Like that's the same thing. You just caught it on a different time frame, right? You just caught a falling knife on a different time frame. Because it's all the same. It literally is all the same. Candles are, they don't have a favoritism to time frames. They don't have they have a strength behind them, but that strength is relative to the amount of time it takes them to create it and get there anyway. So relativity in terms of time doesn't exist. It just, what is 1 is equal to 1 across all time frames. It doesn't matter. Time is relative, right? So when you see something like this that looks like, oh, how is this catching a falling knife? Well, it's relative to the time frame versus relative to the percentage of the move, right? Wabi was 200%. Yeah, well, there's a lot of other things that happened here, and immediately you can see it right here. I don't even have to know Wabi. I don't even know Wabi. I've never traded Wabi. I don't know Wabi. I just can see this with my eyes because I've been doing this for so long. I can see the cycle already that has been created here, from here. Come on, from here to here, which creates this attempt to break that level, which sets up this right here, which is the level break right there, which is attempting to break the higher valley right here, which is then creating this swing to here, which is leading to breakout. So like I've never seen Wabi in my life. I've charted this one time, maybe the chart I had on this. I've never taken a trade on Wabi. But then, fractally, you break this down and you see, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4, come down, ladder here, 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 5, boom, create 5, breakout up top to create, to attack another 3, which is this whole thing is just a 1 of something else, or a 3. This whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here is just a 3 of something else. That's just completing the first part of. Let's just delete this all. We don't need that anyways. It's fine. Which is then just completed the first 3, like all this stuff in here, which is equal to 11, which is equal to 5 here, or like this is equal to 20, which is equal to 15, which is equal to 7, which is just ends up being equal to 3, right? So and now you have these all-time trends that you see people draw these trends without rhyme or reason as to why they should exist or what they mean or just bringing you back to the effect of time and why time is so important as a tool on the horizontal axis and why we create these bases like this. And the accumulation cycle now has become the same thing, just like this, right? We have now just seen the beginning of the new distribution cycle. Distribution cycle here is now just entering a new top of a distribution cycle here. Right? That's all we're trying to do now is just we right now in Wabi, this is equal to, I guess, if this is all-time low, it's equal to this. These are the same thing, right? It is attempting to go here, and it can do so over a long period of time of distribution. Well, over a long period of time of accumulation, sure, it can go up there. It can, this can target, well, let me do it. That's okay. We'll continue right here. This can target this, right? It's the same thing. It's just distribution, just looked at flipped, right? It's literally the exact same thing. This becomes like one of the most eye-opening things people see is how equatable both sides of the chart are to each other, and really, like when you think about a game of chess or stocks, the psychological nature, like I kind of rewind you guys to yesterday and say people don't really understand that what they are doing is just constant mirrors of the same thing over and over, because this is what they know. But subconsciously, people make this decision. Like this whole thing we're looking at here, this is just the nice. Looks like a snowman now. This is just the subconscious reflection of the same event happening over and over and over and over. Which is why the science works so well. Which is why you can take this into a point where you can say, like, there is an exact science behind it, because the human brain has dictated that science over 100 years, and it is now set in theory. Like, you go back to, I don't know, like, what's a stock that's been around for a long time? Facebook, Twitter, I don't know, non-traditional markets that have been here forever, and that's going to give me Wabi. And you can, or even gold. Gold is a good one. XAU is one that I charted there. And you can like look at gold back from December of November of 2008, and the trend that it has created and is following. Like, this is just simply like these are rules that have been preset for a long time. It's just people don't understand them. Right? These are things that human beings have created without knowing that they're creating, right? Like, it's why nobody knows about it, is because unless somebody specifically goes and reverse engineers over years and years and years all this knowledge into a formula that works, like a science or a formula, like this stuff has been, like, I don't care how far you go back, you can go back and these same rules they apply. Like, that's as far data goes back. That's fine. So anyways, we'll just draw it from here to wherever we could assume it might be, right here, which would then just create the swing rate here. And when you break over that, it's the same accumulation cycle. Like, it's literally the exact same thing. And this is not, and we can assume that this point is here just by the sharpness of this trend. That's why I'm using that point, because that's just another little trick that I do, just trend assumption. And so you refine this to the points where it attacks these values, and then look, it starts the accumulation cycle. Here to here, which is just, another long-term trend against trying to end distribution like that, which would have another trend right here. Notice how it's never back attacking valleys all the way back to 1997. There's not a single valley back attack, right? Like, look, there's a valley right there. There's a valley right here. Here's one, right? But look at the uptrend it starts. When you back attack this valley, look at the uptrend it starts, and it fails its uptrend, but therefore laddering down on a longer time frame, right? And there's a valley here, and 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 so forth and so forth. And you just, I don't care what stock it is. This stuff is scientifically bred into our minds. Like it, and then look back from this point in time here where we failed the back attack of a valley that created this other effect of time, and here we are now. 2019 from event that happened back in 2006, 13 years later. Like, there's just a underlying science behind the stuff that you can explain it, you can formulate it, you can, put this into AI and it can tell you every single correct move that is ever to exist in any chart. This could be Wabi for all I care. It doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't. We could be looking at Wabi's uptrend. I don't know. I don't even know what stock this is. It's identical no matter where you look. So yeah, we go back to Wabi now, and looking at accumulation again becomes the reflection of distribution, and cycles becomes the overarching piece to this, as to where advanced accumulation and advanced distribution, this term cycles, has such a deep, great meaning as to what it can mean for the movement of any stock, the idea of a cycle as it's in accumulation and distribution, and how that cycle affects these moves. And the cycle exists on both sides, right? Accumulation, distribution, it doesn't matter, it exists on both sides. Now, looking back at the gold thing that we were just on, gold XAU USD, the effect of time, right? And how time has supported these moves, and time will break these larger parts of moves, and timing is a tool on that horizontal axis, as to where time shows us something that price can't. Go back to yesterday now and start to talk about how you have two levels, right? You have two levels, and these events are created by up and down motion, right? Like the vertical axis on a chart creates this, the horizontal axis creates this, but the horizontal axis also, just to kind of tie this together, the horizontal axis also creates trend. So this effect of time that we have on our charts, this trend is created by time. Therefore, time is the only thing that can break it. You look at gold, and it's the same thing, as to where price cannot break this. It doesn't matter how bad off gold is, and from where this comes from, and how long ago that exists. Price cannot break it. You cannot fall through time. It doesn't work like that. Rather, you can fall against time and float through like that. But that's time breaking its own level. Time creates this. Price can't break it, only time can. Like that's why trend is respected so well. So understanding where these moments of time and price work together is just this, right? Like that whole thing we've been talking about this whole entire weekend is just that moment of the vertical axis and the horizontal axis, creating a moment where there is no constraints, there is no binds on the move. These trend lines that affect the move like this, there's no binds. You've removed the binds due to the effect of time. You have also had this moment, and that's why breakout happens in these wedges, right? That's why you see something like this is trying to break out here against the local trend, fails down against the larger part of it to come to this, where time is going to create the unbinding of this level to move it up, or it's going to fail the effect of time by not being able to have enough volume, or well, actually it wouldn't be volume, because volume can happen in either direction. Volume doesn't affect price. Enough movement up to break the level.
Hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.